Akademiks, and check it out. Now, let me tell y'all this, man. I call a spade a spade. I don't give a fuck who it's about. Now, listen, man, I'm not into ghostwriters. However, I will tell y'all this. When Drake was exposed for having ghostwriters, and by the way, he still uses writers, I was pretty upset, okay? Because a guy who bragged about being the best and the nicest with the pen, to know he was utilizing help in the form of reference tracks and basically a nigga just giving him the whole formula and he had to sing it over, I felt duped as a fan. Okay, now we're finding out that somebody else got ghostwriters, and somebody else that, number one, everybody in the industry kind of knew had ghostwriters because Atlantic is positioning people with ghostwriters just to keep up a brand. But Cardi B is now exposed that she had a ghostwriter for a new single called Be Careful. Now, some people, especially Nicki Minaj fans, they're always on the clock. They're saying, yo, if this was Nicki, I'd be killing her. What about Cardi B? Why y'all ain't killing her? Now, let me just be clear, and we are going to kill Cardi B for this. Number one, Cardi B never claimed she was the nicest with the bars. She would never claim she was the nicest with the pen. She never claimed that she was the nicest lyricist or the chick who's spitting the best, as others have claimed. And it doesn't have to be chicks. Drake claimed he was last name ever, first name greatest. And clearly he was trying to say, when it comes to the pen and the flow, they can't fuck with me because I really do this. So when we find out you got a ghostwriter, we got to look at you differently because you were about to encroach on a certain status in the game where people were going to compare you to legendary writers and performers. So once we realize that you might have been frauding, we got to put you out there. But Cardi B has never really done that. However, she got a ghostwriter. People, there's a guy named Life of the Party. He apparently referenced the track for her new single called Be Careful about a year and a half ago, and Cardi recorded it and released it recently. So people finding the reference track, which was basically him on Instagram, Snapchat or whatever it is. Actually, it was his Instagram story, and he was performing his version of the song. Clearly, it's a reference track. Now, I was going to give Cardi B a pass because she don't really jack that she's a great writer. She don't really jack that she's like some great lyricist. She don't really claim that she's like the bitch who's the baddest when it comes to laying down rhymes. But then I have to really go in because Cardi B, you are guilty of fucking frauding, okay? Cardi B, I love you. I really love you. I've talked to Cardi B in DMs. Cardi B has invited me to motherfucking listen to her records, but it don't matter because the truth will always remain the truth. Cardi B, I would have gave you a pass for this, except I remember a couple months ago when the Grammy nominations came out and everybody said, oh shit, Cardi B isn't really credited for her own song, Bodak Yellow. We know Kodak Black is credited, and we see a bunch of people credited. But, and by the way, the same guy who wrote this Be Careful record, he was credited for Bodak Yellow as well. Ghostwriters, right? But people were really skeptical because they say, yo, Cardi B might not win an award because she was not credited. Now, in reality, she was credited as a different name. Apparently it was called Wash Poppin' or whatever it was. However, she got on Instagram, and this is where fraudery starts. And Cardi B's so real, and I hate to do it, but I can't stand fraudery. Cardi B got on Instagram, and after people were pointing out that, yo, you're not really credited on your own song as a writer, she hopped in the comments section, and she started kind of jacking it to make it seem like she was the main writer. Okay, now, she didn't really claim she's the main writer, but of course, if you read her caption, which I'm going to read to you now, feels like she was almost saying, y'all try to discredit me like I ain't really doing this shit, but I really am. Cardi B, after realizing you got a ghostwriter, you ain't doing shit but singing it. Keep it real. Okay, now Cardi B said then, okay, this is 4 months ago. She said, well, look at that. Okay, and by the way, she's pointing out when people realize that she was credited for writing her own song, Bodak Yellow, under a different name, Wash Poppin'. She says, well, look at that. So many people try to discredit me, but songwriters? Yeah, that's right, Cardi B. I'm so thankful for the nominations, ooh, and for the people who always on my dick. I never felt to have to give y'all an explanation and always gave credit to Kodak. I mean, if people use common sense, the song is named Bodak Yellow for a reason. Now, I'm all good and well with that statement she put out because she gave Kodak Black his proper credit to say Bodak Yellow was inspired by Kodak Black No Flocking. Clearly, everybody knows that. But what I have a problem with Cardi B doing is that Cardi B during that message kind of made it seem like, what are y'all talking about, songwriters? Yeah, I was inspired by Kodak, but I wrote the motherfucking thing. She says, so many people try to discredit me, but songwriters? Yeah, that's right. Cardi B! Now, Cardi B, I want her to come out and answer, did Life of the Party, a.k.a. Fontaine, whatever his name is, did he write the new song you just put out? Did he write Bodak Yellow? Because if he wrote both of them junks, or if he referenced both of them and you just sang it over, please stop claiming like you're a songwriter to that extent. Yeah, you might have changed a couple of words, but you're no different than what Drake does on certain like R&B songs and shit like that. You're not fucking writing these great hit songs. And there's no indictment against it because you are a huge star, which usually, if we think about it, Beyonce don't write her fucking songs. Rihanna don't write her fucking songs. We don't hold them to that type of standard. I get it. They don't really rap. However, Cardi B, if you just don't claim that you're some great writer or you're some great rapper like the person who's writing bars, we won't get at you because you know why? If this was Nicki Minaj, we gonna get the fuck at her because she's been claiming that she's that bitch who could really write rhymes and out rap niggas. So Cardi B, I gotta be honest and I gotta be respectful because I love you and I love your whole relationship. I love Offset. I love your future child that's coming. But Cardi B, you disqualified from any type of conversation when it comes to we talking about lyrics, when it talks about lyricism, when we talk about who's spitting better, because clearly the rhymes, the formulation of the ideas has come from somebody else. I'm not saying you're not integral or important in the process, that you might not edit certain shit and, hey, I want to say this instead of that. But for the most part, you are a goddamn Milli Vanilli, such like Drake, and you guys are just reciting what the goddamn ghostwriters say. Nothing against that, but you can't say or proclaim that you're some big songwriter when most of your songs are written by somebody else and you're doing minor edits and you're singing it over. Fuck out of here, okay? Now, for the people who love Nicki Minaj, and they couldn't wait till I say this, okay? For the people who love Nicki Minaj, until Nicki Minaj is fully exposed, and we heard Safari try to say some stuff, however, he had to backtrack because he then said he never wrote a full track for Nicki, so we don't know what the fuck he did.
Sometimes, like, you might say lines and shit, and you might be like, yo, here's my question. And you could just put yes or no. Mm-hmm. Have you written any whole entire verses or songs?
No.
Then there you have it. That's from a rapper standpoint. That's what he's saying. Cause you could be like, yo, if I'm on line, yo, here, say this better or do that. Niggas do that. Like every rapper has that. Mm-hmm. So and I've known Nicki, but I didn't know.
We don't know if he laid a reference, none of that. We gotta say, until further notice, Nicki Minaj's skill level and talent level when it comes to rapping and writing cannot be compared to Cardi B, because Cardi B has now been exposed as nothing but a fucking ventriloquist, okay? Now, does she embody the whole thing of being a new diva coming up and really showing how, quote-unquote, real bitches hold it down in terms of music? Absolutely, but could we give her credit as one of the chicks that really is crafting bars and really one of the lyrical or creative geniuses when it comes to music? Fuck no, okay? Call a spade, and we gonna do it just that. I don't give a fuck, okay? Same energy I kept with Drake, I kept with Cardi B. Cardi B, I don't hear nothing about you talking about you writing or you rapping. You collect your awards, do your thing, build your brand as a woman, have your baby, have a successful relationship. But when it comes to this rapping shit and writing shit, you ain't on the level and you're disqualified from ever being in the conversation with Nicki Minaj. Ever been in a conversation with anybody who's really doing it. And yes, we can still appreciate your verses or guest features where you're killing it, because you've killed it on a bunch of guest features. I've heard them. However, we ain't giving you the credit no more. We're going to give you credit for maybe the flow and actually just singing it over on some Milli Vanilli shit. But for the actual pen game, the writing, and all the formulation behind the scenes, we know that's probably Life of the Party or somebody else. It's crazy out here, but ladies and gentlemen, we gotta be fair. Cardi B, wish you a lot of success, but you have been exposed. Get in the comment box, make sure you guys like them, subscribe to Akademiks.
Sometimes, like, you might say lines and shit, and you might be like, yo, here's my question. And you could just put yes or no. Mm-hmm. Have you written any whole entire verses or songs?
No.
Then there you have it. That's from a rapper standpoint. That's what he's saying. Cause you could be like, yo, if I'm on line, yo, here, say this better or do that. Niggas do that. Like every rapper has that. Mm-hmm. So and I've known Nicki, but I didn't know